It's going to be a good show, boys. It's going to be a good show. Here at the Dungeon Junkies Real Talk, GoT.
Real talk. Real talk.
My name is Nick, and we are here today talking about the latest episode of Game of Thrones. Over right in front of me, actually, I have
Alex.
and
Henry.
Yeah, that's Henry over there.
I'm over here.
So, way we're going to structure today is first we're just going to talk about our initial first thoughts. So I'm going to try to keep this down to like 2 sentences.
Well, here's your spoiler warning. Spoilers! Wow, crazy. Spoilers.
And Henry, do you want to go first?
Yeah. Initial thoughts. First thoughts. Love the partying. Hate the plot armor.
Okay. I like it. Next.
Liked a lot of it. Still think it was rust as shit.
I like it. And I guess my first thoughts were some parts really felt like Game of Thrones, and the rest of it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So
I think we're all under the same thing here.
yeah, so there were some there were definitely some good things that happened in the show, right?
Definitely.
And I was still overall I did like it coming back to more of a I like that there wasn't really a lot of fighting. I really like the fact it was getting back to doing some scheming.
Well, I mean,
right? And just some of these the conversations in this episode were really cool. And we're gonna talk about those. Mm-hmm. But let's kind of start off from the beginning. So the first opening scene where they're having the large funeral.
Very sad.
Very sad. There was a lot of fucking people there.
Yeah,
A lot of dead people, too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, when I said a lot of people, I should have clarified. Most of them were dead.
Yeah. I did because you got to see the individual goodbyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
it was needed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially I like the Sansa Theon one.
Oh yeah.
Because there's not a lot of sympathy you have for Sansa.
Yeah.
Or Theon.
Recently. And Theon, but their relationship was the one almost good thing about both of those characters,
right.
And the fact that they actually didn't really get to talk to each other before he died.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
and then she leaves the Stark pin with him, so it's you're one of us.
Yeah.
She leaves the Stark pin, and it's you're one of us, and you're the thing he wanted to go do. He wanted to go fight for them. It was pretty touching moment.
Yeah.
And the only emotional positive thing with Sansa in the episode.
Yeah. So I think it was definitely needed that needed to be the opening scene. I didn't really think that there was a way not to do that.
Yeah.
And I thought that they did it fairly well. Mm-hmm. It was definitely sad and quiet, and you could see it in everybody's faces.
Oh, the music was great.
The music the score was really good. And then so the funeral overall was pretty good. Mm-hmm. John had a speech, didn't he?
He had it was a really nice it was
a really touching speech.
He kind of worked in parts of the Night's Watch oath.
Mm-hmm.
They're the shield that guards the realm of men.
Yeah.
Just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
I liked him talking about specifically every person in the world owes these people.
Right, exactly.
Yep. Hells yeah, man.
And most of them don't even.
And
most of the world will never know.
Yeah.
Right. So after the funeral scene, it goes right into the feast in the hall. So we kind of talked about breaking this into 2 separate parts. We kind of had the more quiet scene, and it kind of makes sense the way they did it because as they got later into the night, more people were drinking. A lot more people were drinking.
Yeah.
And so people were getting drunk, and when people get drunk, they fucking talk and they laugh.
Well,
you know what I mean?
So that was the thing is, in the beginning, it's very somber, and it was almost equally depressing with the funeral. Like they carry over, and it's just everyone just eating, and there's a little bit of talking and not much.
Right. And I mentioned that to you, like, so I actually heard like quite a few conversations. I felt like,
right,
and the first thing I said was,
there's a lot of talking.
There's a lot of talking going on right now, and then the Hound has his one line where he says,
"You can still smell the bodies.
You can still smell the bodies."
And it's like, I don't think he's I don't think he's exaggerating.
Gendry came up and was.
Well, he was already eating. But
he was already. They were already eating, and he started talking.
Can I get that? Can I get that hot hero poon?
Yeah,
because who wouldn't?
Hot hero.
And so that was.
But yeah, so he gets up to leave, and when he does that, see, this is.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Well, we're gonna skip over like
no.
Get in Storm's End.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happens after the Hound conversation.
No.
Yeah, he gets up from there and walks up.
He walks up, but you're right. So he walks up from there, and then that's when Daenerys.
Yeah. So
okay.
So Daenerys basically. This is like an interesting queen thing I think she's doing because like you're seeing that the party's not really happening.
Yeah.
You're not,
I like that part too.
Right, like you're not doing a good job with your party, and so you need to give people a reason to start toasting.
Yeah.
So, let's make Gendry Lord of Stormwind. Also, you get the sick, loyal, like, which they bring up later, like, which she was like, you're not the only one who's clever, and bitch, everybody knew you were doing that. That wasn't clever, that was obvious. Make this guy a lord, and now he's loyal to you.
The entire room knew. You heard that fucking awkward toast.
Yeah, but it worked, because after that toast, then, they toast her or something like that?
No, so they do toast her.
And then she toasts Arya.
But then she toasts Arya, but then that's when Turman comes up and he starts talking about Jon Snow and how he is like the most badass guy ever. He's a king who rides on dragons. Yeah. And they're like Daenerys' dragons. Like if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't even have the dragons.
Well, okay, so...
Which at that point... completely
I want to talk about that conversation specifically because Tormund is like, hero, I saw him ride it, and they're like, yeah, we all saw him ride it. He's like, no, but I saw him. No, but Tormund, you rode a dragon. Daenerys came and saved them all at the what was it, when they were all north of the wall?
Yeah.
Surrounded? He climbed on the back of a dragon.
Oh.
And rode off. So he's like, only a king would do that. But you...
That's weird.
And 12 other people rode on the back of a dragon.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to say.
It's a weird thing to say. And then also like...
Well,
but everybody else is also like, dude, we all saw it. and they all feel the same way.
And this is why this particular part of the episode to me is like hands down one of my favorites. Is because right here we have Daenerys trying to gain the loyalty, trying to perk up the spirits,
and she did a great job.
And she did a good job at it.
And it pissed us off. She ran off.
But the problem is that she does not have the same appeal as Jon Snow does to the rest of the people. And
that's 100% it, because she was riding them first.
when that happens, you see her face change. She spaces out. She is worried as a motherfucker. And you said it when we were watching it. You said she does not trust anybody here.
Because she's looking around. You see her. She looks at Jon.
She'll never get to that place.
Yeah. She looks at Jon. Jon is surrounded by people going, king, king, exactly. And she doesn't want to share her power. That's been made clear.
and here's the thing. At this point, they don't even know that he's king of fucking everything.
Right.
They think he's just king of the North.
Which she knows. So she's like, this is exactly my brother's son. Like, this is who my brother would... Everybody knows he's king. Because he is king. They know it because it's true. And then she looks over at, okay, who else can I trust, right? Jorah, shit. Dead. My hand. Where's my hand at?
Yeah.
Literally... arm and arm, your arm around shoulders with the man who killed my father. And they are laughing and drinking and smiling and back and forth and singing. And so okay, that was shady as fuck. Like, who... I look around, who can I trust? Everybody,
and that's why Varys...
and Varys sees that. And he's like,
intercepts right there.
This is awkward. And
So
even at that point, like that was the first point that I thought she's gonna go fucking crazy. And so even like the rest of the episode, I was like, she's getting
you're looking for the madness
and crazier. Yeah,
you're looking for the Targaryen.
Just look in her
madness.
eyes, and yeah, exactly.
And so after this like initial toasting happens, right, and that's when the party starts to pick up again. I really like this too because I think there was a lot of character in it. They were celebrating because they were alive.
So
I think the first half of that was like, okay, we just burned a lot of fucking people in our army. Like, let's be respectful. We're quiet. We're emotional. Like, we just survived something that obviously a lot of people didn't survive.
yeah.
And then it moves more into the celebration of like, okay, well, it was sad that they died.
But we just saved the goddamn
But
world.
we did save the world, and we're gonna drink to that.
Well,
And
and-
it's not all bad.
The Hound put it best before all the toasting happened. Like, he really is a wise individual.
Yeah.
He said when he was giving Gendry shit and said, that's where your head's at. And he's like, no, that's not what I mean. He's like, yes, it is, and why not? The dead are dead, and you aren't. So so celebrate. Like, why? Like, you made it. Fucking hurrah!
Congratulations.
And it's like, it takes a second for everyone to realize that. But, and everyone's like, fucking yeah, dude, we fucking. And then Tormund puts it. He's like, when he's talking to Brienne, he's like, we stared those blue-eyed fucks right in the face, and we're still here.
And when
which one of you cowards shit in my pants?
That's funny.
I fucking love that.
It was so good. That was really fun. And then
That's the character, though. Like, oh.
yeah, I know.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. That's definitely like grade A Torment.
Well, so a little behind the scenes stuff. I was watching some of that extra footage, and they were saying that this was one of the first scenes they shot. And so for all the characters in that room, that was like a reunion for them. They hadn't seen each other in a year or 2 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were literally in different places,
Right?
recording
a lot of,
different.
Exactly.
You know what
so,
I mean?
Like like Jamie and Tyrion. It's the first time they saw each other in who knows how long. Yeah. So, and they didn't say, but I think that's. It was a very relaxed atmosphere, and that's why maybe that Starbucks cup was there. But like there was like a scene where they're shooting Tormund. Like, he walks up to talk to Jon in the beginning when he's like bragging about him being murdered and coming back and stuff. And he walks up, and then like he kind of stumbles, and somebody comes over and pulls him back to where he's supposed to be for the camera.
Yeah.
For the close-up. It's like,
Wow.
he's been drinking for real. And so he makes all those scenes where he's like slamming the cup against his chest, and wine just shoots all over his face.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that was really good.
Must be a good time for him.
And then we finally had the scene with Jamie and Brienne, or just all of them together.
Having the drinking game.
Yeah, having the drinking game.
Yeah.
And then fucking Tyrion.
Yeah.
He clarifies exactly what he meant when she was still that she was still a virgin,
Right.
And that she had never slept with another man or woman. It felt like it.
Hey, I mean, you know what? It's Westeros, bro.
Yeah, very true. Very
like,
true.
What's his name? The dude with the spear? He fucked them all.
He did.
And he was one of the coolest fucking dudes until he fucked up.
And then that's when.
Well, yeah. So she storms off.
And then you have
makes Tormund cry.
And then you have the Hound and Sansa.
Poor Tormund.
Wait, I want real quick. I fucking love Tormund and the Hound. Right after Brienne and Jamie leaves, and Tyrion pours this wine into his cup, and it cuts to Tormund pretty much crying, and he's like, and then he fucking rides up north and he takes her from me, and he just tries to hug the Hound, and the prostitutes show up, and Tormund gets real happy.
Shows up easily.
Question though, because this leads right to Sansa talking to the Hound, because it's like all these girls are talking to them. They're talking to Tormund and the Hound, and Podrick gets a couple girls.
Heck
Yep.
yeah. A couple.
God damn that grin! He almost got me in his hair. But it cuts with Sansa watching this. Are these girls that Sansa sent? Because, like, they come up like, oh, I'm not scared of a wildling. Well, that, I mean, like, unless you're really kinky, which is possible, but I don't think so. Like, you're probably a prostitute sent by somebody.
So
and then
you're saying Sansa sent over,
I think Sansa sent.
but like why?
That's what I'm wondering. 'Cause she's
so
she's
I
the
don't-
new Littlefinger.
I see. I don't think that.
I didn't think it until I was watching it again, and watching that section, it's like she is literally watching them take off with Tormund, and she's watching the one talk to the Hound, and when he doesn't leave, that's when she goes and talks to him.
I feel like they would have followed up with that in the episode, though. At least.
I do. I see your point.
Yeah,
though.
I'm just wondering. They don't follow up with a lot of shit.
Yeah,
You're
that's
absolutely right.
Then, so I didn't think about that, but hey, gives the
I'm
listeners
just
something to think
now I'm
about.
just getting super. It's now that I'm not trusting Sansa, and
yeah.
I'm gonna be suspicious about everything.
And then we had of course the Gendry and Arya conversation, which is great because again, after Daenerys crowns him.
Dude,
and-
you're high on lordship, bro.
Oh hell
Oh, yeah.
yeah!
You're like,
well,
I'm a
not only
goddamn
that,
lord.
but
This is my
but here's the
time.
thing: is they've had a thing going on for a very fucking long time at this point.
And then she just pretty much came up and went, whip it out.
yeah, like hey, we're about to die. Let's do this thing.
Fucking do this shit.
Dude, so he's super pumped, and he's like, I want her to be my lady. Like, this is the girl of my dreams, and we just banged last night and then killed a bunch of undead things.
So I'm saying that Poontang was fucking fantastic.
So, do you think if he had not been a lord, and he was like, yo, me and you a thing,
Probably not.
do you think like, not get married, right? Like, let's just continue this fucking,
Yeah.
and be a little more serious, but, like, I'm not going to marry you, and you can go off and do whatever you want. She'd
no,
be down.
because she still has her list.
Right, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, Gendry could be like, look, I'm going to be Lord of Storm's End. You could come by whenever you want. And she would have been down. She would have been like, all right, I'll see you around, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but that's
instead,
the-
he's
he
like,
went-
marry me.
Yeah.
Oh,
he went
fucking
straight to the
marry
knee.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, actually, no. You know she's going to say no to that. You know she doesn't want to be a lady.
Yeah.
Why would she ever want to fucking be a lady?
Yeah.
Put a dress on that girl. What?
So, good scene, though. And then...
Poor guy, though. I mean, I get it, though. She's
Poor
fucking
bastard.
awesome. She's fucking awesome.
She is. Yeah.
And then Jamie and Brienne, they finally have their moment where they're, like, awkwardly undressing each other, not saying anything.
I'm retroactively angry.
And she, like, fucking eats his goddamn face.
I'm retroactively so angry at Jamie about that shit. At the time,
Yeah,
I was
it was-
happy. At the time, I was happy. Because I was like, yes,
Yeah, you're
dude,
right.
she deserves this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like
By the end of the
I'm
episode, I was
off.
so angry.
Yeah. Well, because I would imagine, I don't know, being in a relationship in Westeros, man, that would... Fuck. That,
First of all, everybody
shit-
smells bad.
Oh,
Only, I would actually bet money, only Melisandre didn't smell bad. For some reason, she probably smelled really good.
Smell good.
But everybody else smelled real bad.
all right, I don't know, I think Cersei and, like, everybody in
Also,
the...
I bet you
Ooh.
royalty would be
Royalty is
clean.
probably good.
Not in Winterfell, but King's Landing,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, not
See,
Winterfell.
That's what happened. Them two fucked, and then he was like, I am never going down there. Fuck no. Back to Cersei. She smells like flowers.
That's why, you know what? You remember way back when Jon did the thing with his mouth in the cave?
Yeah.
That's why he deserves to be king. You were asking what makes him king?
Yeah.
He did that. When
What a heroic
when it
moment.
smells like that
Yeah.
and it tastes like that,
Uh-huh.
he should be king.
He didn't know nothing
So-
before then.
All right, and so one of one of another really good I don't know, maybe you guys didn't think it was good, but I like the Jon and Daenerys scene. So
I thought that one was very interesting.
I liked it better than the previous one.
Wait.
They're still not giving people a whole lot of screen time
When they're in the room together?
Yeah.
Or are we talking about game time?
Serious conversation.
Okay. So
Game time.
you two actually thought that they would still fuck?
No. Look, all right. Every time that happened, Arya and Gendry, Daenerys and Jon, those are the ships.
I was gonna say.
I just wanted to say.
I heard you going, sail!
Fucking time.
With
Like,
Gendry-
get to it, man.
Like,
Just get to it.
Gendry's on his knees and you're like, say yes, bitch!
Please.
But-
Same thing with Daenerys and Jon.
But none of us, I was going to say, I didn't believe it was going to happen, and if you two didn't believe it was
in the back of my mind, I know it's not.
But when they started making out,
no because here's the thing yeah
we all started
no.
yelling, game time!
So Varys mentions that specifically later on in the episode where he goes, the reason why you can't do this is because Jon is
won't.
born up north.
She will.
They're not cool with
He won't.
incest. Targaryens? Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Let's
dude.
do it. That's pretty cool. Like, they're
Okay,
all about that.
but then, legitimately,
They're all
all you
about it.
have to do is
That's the whole
sit-
reason he's a bastard.
But then you just sit Jon
they had to hide
down
him.
and tell him, you're actually half cool with this.
Yeah.
You're half Targaryen, so
Uh-huh.
you're half cool with
You've
this.
been okay with this up until now. You might as well just go with it.
If you would have been raised with them, you'd be cool with it.
Yeah.
So let's just not kill thousands of people.
Yeah.
Don't sleep with her if you're grossed out by it, but you're king and she's queen and just don't kill thousands of people.
Yeah. Well, no, because then John's like, no, I have to tell my
He's gotta
sisters.
get serious.
I have to tell my sisters.
Okay, but-
the second he said that, I was like, Sansa's gonna fucking tell
But
everybody.
that's the thing is, he's still willing to make it. I think he's down.
No,
for
he's
the,
just
I'm not gonna,
stupid.
I'm not gonna bang you, but you can. You'll still be.
He's
queen.
trying to make it work.
But
Yeah.
I can't lie. I have to. I can't even lie by
he's
omission.
an honest man.
and
Yeah.
and that's why it's like, yeah, you might not be the best king.
Well,
Sometimes you gotta learn.
and
when
that
to
was the
shut
thing.
fuck up.
That was what he was really trying to do, was to be like, hey, like, everything will be this. Everything can be the way that it was before. As long as nobody. And then Daenerys gets all fucking pissed off, and she's like, hell no. If you're telling
see,
them,
Ooh, that switch.
Looking at this episode, especially because I thought that's before, I thought she was going fucking crazy. And then seeing that scene, I was like, things are not looking well. The way she, like, held his face and, like...
Well,
it was weird to look at from that standpoint.
She did say, like, she's always been very proud, and she said, like, I've never begged for anything in my life, and I am begging you to do this. So that was her going, like, this is me putting myself out there, and
to make this happen.
like, I'm being the most vulnerable, and he went, nah.
But family.
But I'm actually gonna go talk to the lady who's been unnecessarily a bitch to you this whole time and tell her the worst possible thing I could ever tell her.
Yeah.
So, fuck
That's
you.
alright.
So it was like, fuck.
Love you, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
so
Thanks, Auntie.
definitely another interesting dynamic, because now, like, literally, Daenerys has her answer for what Jon's gonna do.
Family
And
first. Family first.
Family's gonna be first,
Yep.
which is strange because technically they're pretty close, like, family wise.
They're family. She's family. But also,
they're actually blood related.
but then it's like, Sansa, shit, bro. I'm family, right? She's my family, so she's your family.
Well, and-
so
Yeah.
we're all family.
Yeah.
Sansa,
Are we
stop bitching, Sansa.
Well, also-
stop bitching.
Also, too, it's not every day that you meet your aunt that you didn't even know that you had until
That you already slept with,
And you were fucking.
and you could have
and-
put a baby in her.
Yes. So the next scene is the war room scene, and I fucking hate this so
more of
much
Sansa being
because it's
a
so
massive
stupid.
bitch.
The first thing that they claim is that they only lost half of the army.
That was weird.
I will. Okay, this explains why there were so many people outside of the walls.
Yeah.
Half of their army was crammed in the walls,
Right.
and the other half was outside?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, I
No,
don't
because
I know.
No, dude, come on. It was
don't
World
know.
War Z style, and then the Night King came in and fucking resurrected everybody, dude.
yeah.
Come on.
At least
They're all
for
fucking dead.
5 minutes, there was even more fucking...
Dude, the Night King walked in. He walked in. He fucking walked into the goddamn gates.
Wasn't that cool?
Maybe they had half of their army on the other side of Winterfell.
There we go. Exactly. They were just watching the flank.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
so,
hadn't gone through the portal yet.
So
The
we
plot
have
portal.
Plot portal. They weren't through the plot.
Oh, that's right.
It takes a while.
And that is literally
Like a couple hours.
What majority of the last couple of episodes have been is just a shit ton of plot armor, and
plot
weird
poison.
decisions. Yeah, plot poison.
This is actually when Tyrion convinces her to not destroy King's Landing and instead try to make a deal. And that's when she's like, "Well, she legitimately
Yeah, you're right.
she says like, dude, Cersei's not going to say yes. Like Cersei's not going to surrender. She's not going to. But fine. The people of King's Landing will know that before I killed them, I tried to not kill them, and Cersei said they should die. Because Cersei put a whole bunch of people inside the Red Keep. She basically packed it with people and said, if you want to bring your dragons onto me, you're going to have to burn all these people alive.
Yeah.
And she was like, fine, I'm going to fucking do it. And Tyrion's like, wait,
Wait.
aren't you supposed to liberate these people?
Yeah.
You mad queen? I mean, queen?
So,
But then that's when they sail for...
so then they check their watches and they go, okay, so we should be able to get to King's Landing in about 12 hours, and so they start sailing.
Yeah, they gotta go. They go to Storm's End first because the original plan that they made in the war room was for Jon and his army to surround King's Landing, and then for some reason
They were gonna take the navy.
they would go to Storm's End with the dragons. I'm not sure why.
I'm not even sure why either.
Well,
to drop Gendry off. There you go.
Oh my
I
god!
don't fucking know.
Because Storm's End was in their control.
Yeah.
It was in their control. They had left it.
Yeah.
That's when the first place she still showed up. So why do you need to go back to Storm's End if you're just you should bring the dragons down to King's Landing?
Yeah.
So they just went there. I'm gonna go. Yeah, we need to take the queen and the two dragons to drop off Gendry because we need that many. We need those two dragons to keep him away from that Arya puss.
Yeah.
and then we get to sea.
And it's
Okay, so
Things happen very quickly.
things happen very quickly. I remember like the first arrow hit, and I was like, I didn't really believe it was happening. And then the
I
second,
think we all went like, oh.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna live, like you said. Like I thought the dragon was gonna get hit and then circle around, and be like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry," and just turn around, and then all right, they're still both alive.
Yeah,
right?
but it turns out those ballistas have pinpoint accuracy aim. That's fucking insane. Like you cannot be flying because no shots miss. They take those dragons out.
except for when Daenerys is
Except for 2
floating
minutes
right
later,
in front of them.
a minute
you're
later.
goddamn right. And then it's
And then they're just terrible at
only
aim.
the 3 shots that all boom, boom, boom
Yeah.
take out the dragon.
Yeah.
And then the other dragon they miss. They stormtrooper it.
Again, we go to these battle tactics that they have, where okay, the dragons
I wasn't
use
even
them
a
as
tactic.
scouts or something. Like literally, they're just like hovering 150 feet over the ships.
Well, no. Here's the thing. You only have 2 now. You lost 1. Have they laid any eggs? No. They would have brought that up.
Yeah.
You keep them in the back. You keep them as your.
These are heavy hitters.
These are your heavy hitters when the enemy has committed all their forces. Then you use them.
to fucking swoop. They're like the cavalry. They just swoop into the side.
Now, if you're working under the assumption that, like, okay, you're not expecting the fleet to be there. They're not supposed to be there. It's an ambush.
Yeah.
And you're actually just cruising into friendly territory because Storm's End was friendly territory.
Yeah.
So
that does make sense.
that makes a little bit of sense, but
More sense.
are you telling me that, like, I don't know, that's just insane that you wouldn't know that the whole fleet is there
Right.
It's
Well,
real plot
Oh, and he
poison.
and,
Plot
and,
poison.
Well, and
Kill
then,
that dragon.
And then, well, let's talk about the other plot poison. The fact that she's okay. They were literally able to take down.
Rhaegal.
So Rhaegal got shot. He got down. Now.
You think that was on purpose?
then-
You think Daenerys killed it on purpose because
No, and
it
then
like Daddy better?
No, I'm just okay. If this was real war, they would have fucking shot at Daenerys.
Well,
Way sooner. They just stared at each other for 15 seconds as she flies towards them.
well, I mean, like in his defense, he could be like, okay, the closer she is, the easier of a target. But actually, for some reason, it's the opposite with these things, and they can only be pinpoint at the furthest distance.
Yeah.
I was
the
glad-
farthest of distances.
Before you can even see the ship,
And then
they hit
I
pinpoint.
was pissed at Daenerys for even doing that in the first place. For even flying at him like that because it's super obvious. Like I was like, okay, why? Why are
That
you
was a
doing
cool stare
this?
down, though. That was a cool
what'd
movie
be
stare
cooler
down.
is fly from
Thanks,
behind.
Hollywood.
Because the ballista can't turn and attack through the sail. So
Yeah.
just attack from behind.
Yeah.
But no, she just flies away and lets all her ships get destroyed. Oh wait, no. Only a couple.
Yeah. Only a couple.
And
As multiple ships get fucking torn to shreds.
No, but they only
They
lost
just
a couple
get-
ships. They lost a dragon and a couple ships.
Yeah.
okay, this
not a big
is
deal, though.
this is another one of those like instances where what they portray compared to what they're saying. It's like delusional. It's like no, it's not what we saw. We literally saw like maybe a quarter of your army get washed up and all of your ships were fucking gone because everybody was in the
12
goddamn
guys.
ocean.
12 guys washed up on shore.
Oh, and somebody was kidnapped.
Which they just
Yeah, somehow
Some way, like they just
she
did
floated
it.
somewhere else. She just swam over onto the other side, and then there happened to be guards there, and then they took her away.
Maybe
I don't
they
fucking
did
know.
they didn't even
nobody does.
I mean, nobody does.
a 10-second scene where they would have showed her
It's
getting captured
right.
or a bunch of prisoners that they captured.
yeah, along with her.
Along with her
Yeah.
would have been fine. But it's just all of a sudden she is. How
it-
do you know how
hey.
important she is?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
How do you know who she is?
It's like the black magic that
ever
they
met.
used. It was like the random black magic they used in the
She got a
last
thick
episode.
braid though. Yeah, it's yeah,
You know?
it's just plot bullshit.
Yeah.
How do you know how important she is? Because you know what? Cersei has that snide remark. She's like, "Breaker of chains." Like so much for breaker of chains. It's like, well, how do you know anything about that, bitch?
It was in
Damn,
the-
you fucking
in
god
the
damn it.
newspaper.
Okay,
Oh,
so
Oh, but this is that a roundabout where because this is important for later. I want to bring up. This is where Euron roundabout finds out that Cersei's pregnant, and they tell him it's his baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
So okay, remember
Yeah,
that.
That's very true.
He just now finds out like, oh shit, I just knocked her up last episode.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that.
yeah, he's like, I'm gonna be a fucking king.
Yeah, because this is something I didn't think about until rewatching this shit.
Oh, and honestly, we kind of skipped ahead. I really,
We
I really
skipped
do enjoy the Hound and Arya getting back together and on
Yeah.
that trail. And my favorite line was the finishing line that Arya gave, where the Hound goes, he's like, if I get attacked and
If I get, are you gonna leave me for dead
are
again?
you gonna leave me for dead again? And she goes, probably. And then they both start laughing, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Actually,
The next thing, probably my second. I'm gonna say my definitely favorite scene was the Varys and Tyrion.
No, that was my favorite scene too.
oh, absolutely. I think we all share that one.
Yeah.
It felt like the
Phenomenal.
Real,
That was
like
the
the real
Game of Thrones.
part,
That's what it felt like, because literally everything else in here the hall was great, the feast was great, but then all of the interactions after that have just been like really watered down, rushed.
Well, I think we need to be real. I think that scene was a consolation because the real scene that we deserved and that would have been the best scene would have been those two characters finding out who Jon was. Like them actually being told and seeing how they react.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. But we didn't get that, which is my biggest thing I hate about this episode. But instead we got them talking about it. Which
Yeah. It was great.
Fucking awesome.
It was great. It was great. I loved it so much. And I like how even Tyrion at one point was like, we are literally committing treason right now.
Yeah. It's like, it's not treason to think it.
It's treason to say it.
Yeah.
It's to have a conversation about it. I've definitely thought about it.
But it's also like a weird thing where they're sitting there deciding, like, who do we make? It's a weird behind the power. Like, okay, all these people think they are in power, but they are having this conversation of who do we make king? Who do we put on the throne?
Right.
Because it's our decision.
Right.
Who we support is who is going to be on the throne.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's classic Game of Thrones right there.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much.
Yeah.
So, I think the other, like, I guess the last thing that we can really talk about here was just kind of how the episode ended.
Well, yeah, the big scene at the end of King's Landing.
Yeah.
So, the first point in order is the magic time travel.
Yeah.
You know.
It's
there's
that plot portal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it was funny because Sansa even said to Daenerys earlier on in the episode that, like, hey, these people need to fucking sleep. Like, we don't need to...
Nah, bro. Let's go duke it out, bro. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be for
Now's
the best.
the time.
And then fucking Cersei even calls him out at the end, and she's like, look, you have, like, half your forces. Everybody just fought a battle and is still recovering.
Yeah.
So, that I do actually find interesting because they're acknowledging that they straight up just won a battle.
Yeah.
So, they believe the White Walkers are real. They're not, like, saying, oh, you're fucking lying about that shit. Because, yeah, it was like, whoa, shit.
Yeah, but I still think that it made sense what Cersei did. I mean, honestly.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
From Cersei's standpoint, it made sense why she did the thing that she did.
Yeah.
Because literally what she planned for just happened. She's like, they're either going to die, or by the time that the undead get to King's Landing... Now, she didn't know, of course, that the Night King could resurrect everybody.
I'm going to be real. The smart thing would have been to go with them and then you kill Daenerys during the battle. But whatever, Cersei. You're not that smart.
Yeah.
That's what Tyrion would have done.
And it was... So then we have the conversation with Tyrion. And so they march up with like 30 people.
That's the whole... I'm gonna... You know what? They're bluffing on the rest of that shit. That's what's left. Those guys.
That is what felt realistic from the last episode I watched.
Yeah.
The only people that are left are
They
the
had
people...
enough people to light the fires to burn everybody that died.
Not only that, but don't you think that the other 500,000 people would want to be around the people who just died the night before, the soldiers who were standing right next to them? We only saw like 150 people at the funeral.
There was only one line of people. You're right.
I mean, I'm just okay. So, now Tyrion walks up to
Maester fuckhead. I don't remember his name.
he's a piece of trash,
shithead,
garbage.
And then
ignores him. He does that cool shit where he walks past kids. Oh, you can't actually fucking talk.
You're a waste of my time.
Why am I actually talking? I'm gonna go talk to my sister.
Yeah. The person that I know.
So
and I know she's gonna talk to me because she's my fucking sister.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have absolutely hated it. This happened. But I kind of wanted it to happen. I kind of wanted them to kill Tyrion.
Oh hell no, bro!
I didn't want no.
I didn't think it was gonna happen.
I didn't think it was gonna. No, I think Tyrion is way too. No, definitely has way too thick a plot armor. Yeah,
but also the plot armor is not so thick in this one. Kind of thick in when he survives last episode with the White Walkers. Okay, you just made it in the crypt. That's cool. I'm happy with that. Sansa though, could have done that. But in this one, I think that was a calculated, choice that he made where he's like, I really don't think she's going to fill me full of arrows.
Yeah.
But the most interesting thing of the whole episode, I think, most crucial part, is when he's talking to Cersei about her protecting her kid. Right?
Yeah. I like that one at least. Ignoring the fucking plot.
How the fuck does he know about the kid? According to Euron. Because Euron just put the baby in her, and Cersei hasn't seen Tyrion since it happened. But Tyrion knows that she's pregnant.
Didn't Jamie tell Tyrion at some point?
Yeah, Jamie.
But Jamie left before Euron according to Euron. So how does Tyrion know? So now Euron knows that's what he's wondering.
Because Jaime, no, but
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
No, okay.
Euron's gonna know it's not his.
Okay, now I see what you're saying.
Oh no, that's gonna be
And
huge.
there's even the scene where he looks at her like, oh, during the like he looks at like, oh,
that was
shit.
pretty funny.
It's so he's going to turn on her.
Yeah.
As soon as he finds out she's been lying
That's what
to
I'm
him
expecting
about the
next
baby,
episode is
next
like
episode, Euron is going to turn on her.
Yeah. You're just gonna be like, wait, what? wait, what? What
Wait,
happened?
how does he fucking know
Yeah.
that I put a baby in you last week if you've never talked to him?
Yeah, exactly.
That is, I think that's going to be the biggest flip for her. He's going to be like, I'm going to wait until.
That's probably how she loses. Yeah.
I think he's going to actually help Daenerys against Jon.
Even just to completely flip.
Yeah, oh yeah, because he's said before, like, I'm just gonna go talk to the other queen because you haven't been giving me what I want, and you are not giving me an heir. It's it's your brother's heir. I don't fucking want that shit. So I'm gonna go put a baby in this queen. Oh, you're fighting with this guy who says he's king? Oh, I'll fucking help you with him. I got all these ballistas that'll kill this dragon that now follows him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's gonna be real
a
awkward.
Game of Thrones.
God damn.
So
either win or you die.
So overall, what would you rate this on a scale of 1 to 10? After having a couple of days to sit on it, just kind of process everything that happened.
I still like it. I still think it's good. But thinking of it critically, no, it's really not that good. But did I enjoy it? Even now, I still enjoy it. I still like it. I still think it's cool. But yeah, it's gotten weaker.
What's that number though?
Oh yeah, number.
Out of 10 or 5. How do you want to do it? Whatever you
7.
want. 7.
7. Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually gonna go with a 7 as well. That's what I was thinking. I feel like the episodes, they're doing the best they can with the time they're given. I feel like if this was a full season, these episodes would be measurably better. But I just feel like,
they're messing up somewhere.
There's just things that are rushed. But the shit that's there, the character stuff that's there, like during the party and the Varys Tyrion conversation, the real Game of Thrones character moments are so good.
The good stuff is really fucking good.
Yeah, it just goes back to what Game of Thrones is it's like a fucking violent drama.
And really, like you were saying, the enjoyment factor. We really enjoyed the episode. That's what it came to.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely the number I'm giving it as a 7.
Oh, 7.
Yes,
7.
7 all across the board. So there's like the scenes that they did well were so good.
So good.
Right.
And honestly, even I loved all the stuff in the feast in the hall.
Yeah,
that was that was a
great.
good 15-20 minutes to get through all of that. I really liked that. And there were scenes that I liked. Some of the bigger things that happened, they just again don't make sense. And just I don't think it's necessarily the scripting. But it's just it just feels so rushed.
They just don't have enough time. Yeah,
they don't have enough time.
If you had 4 more episodes,
their budget's probably.
If they had the usual 10 that they had, it'd probably be fucking great.
Yep. So I think a 7 is good. What do you think's gonna happen next week?
Well, like you said,
do you think we're getting into a battle?
Euron and Cersei thing is definitely gonna happen. Battle.
Is it gonna be 2 episodes or is it gonna be 1?
So, I got it.
That's a good question.
I think the battle is going to begin, or it may be similar to the Winterfell, Battle for Winterfell, where they begin it right at the end of the episode or something similar. I think we're going to get the beginning of the questioning between Euron and Cersei. I don't think he's going to betray her yet, but I think he might have some internal. There might be something where he's questioning that.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get Grey Worm going crazy, where he's like, "We need to attack now," or something like that, where he wants to get revenge.
That's what I'm thinking is that both Daenerys and Grey Worm are
because Missandei died. That was another thing big thing is she got her head chopped off.
Yeah. I don't know how so the last thing she actually said was fire.
Oh, and I actually called that.
Yep.
I actually
did.
called her
You did.
last
Yep.
words. I was like, I don't know, say Dracarys or some shit. But I was hoping because the dragon would come save her.
Yep.
But then it cuts to like where the army is, and the dragon's way off in the background, and he's like, "Wait, what? right now? Dracarys now? What?"
That was the real problem. She just didn't say it loud enough.
Toast half the army.
So I think that it's gonna be. I think we'll probably get like similar to Winterfell, where it was honestly the first 30 minutes were pretty slow.
Oh,
Until and then they ran into battle with their stupid fucking tactics.
I think,
and then after that, then it started really picking up. I think it's gonna be very similar to that. I really hope they don't do this, but I also think it's a great possibility. If they have, because from a, not that battle tactics matter in this show,
God,
but
they fucking really don't.
but yeah, they don't. But it would make sense for them to attack at night because it would be much harder for the ballistas to be able to shoot down the dragon during nighttime than it would be during the day. But I hope they don't do a night battle. But it makes fucking sense. But again, battle tactics don't matter.
Retroactively, listen. A night battle also makes sense for CGI. That's why you did Winterfell at night. You have to show a lot less dragon if it's dark. It makes so much sense to do it at night because the whole city's lit up and you can torch it and they can't see you. Yep. But they're not going to do that. They're going to attack immediately afterwards.
Well, I don't.
In the middle of the day.
They're probably going to attack right in the middle of the day.
Here's one thing I hope we get, because I believe we're going to get Arya and the Hound infiltrating the city.
Oh yeah.
I hope we actually. I don't think we're gonna get Arya trying to kill Cersei, and I don't think she actually will.
Yeah.
I don't think Cersei dies next episode.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
I think she dies the final episode. But I hope we get Clegane Bowl next episode. That's because I don't think that's the final episode.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be too much stuff going on for that because there's going to be a lot of time spent on that battle.
Yeah.
We gotta get that, man.
I'm excited for that.
What if the Hound loses and Arya finishes off the Mountain, because the Mountain is on her list?
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Or what if they work together to kill him?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is he
cool
was already scratched off on her list. Do you think she would re-put him on it?
Yes, absolutely. If she found out that he got brought back to life, I think not from a like I need to fill my list out sort of thing, but just like that shit ain't right.
Yeah.
Nope.
This guy's still alive.
Nope, that's some White Walker ass shit. Like, and I'm
I don't-
best White Walker killer.
I don't think that she's gonna kill the Hound.
No, not the Hound. No. The Mountain.
Oh.
Yeah. I think because she
Well, they
doesn't.
come
She's
together
not
and like
necessarily trying to. The Hound's not on her list anymore.
Right.
The Mountain, she's gonna kill the Mountain.
Gotcha.
If because he's on the list.
Gotcha. That's why. Sorry, I was confused.
The Mountain was actually the one that killed her dad.
Yeah.
He's the one that chopped his head off.
Yeah.
And used his sword to fucking do it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I think I forgot about that shit.
all right. Well,
The North never forgets.
definitely a very,
Exactly.
very productive Game of Thrones talk. I want to thank everybody for listening. You can always check us out on www.dungeonjunkies.com. You can subscribe on iTunes, Spotify.
Please.
There are tons of places that you can listen to the show, and more like anytime that you tell one of your friends or somebody who likes D&D, it really helps us out.
I get hard.
Or D&D, or in
Not
this
like
case,
it's
Game of Thrones. We only have a couple of more episodes because we only have 2 more episodes of Game of Thrones left. And yeah, thanks so much.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.